morning, everybody. How is everybody on this Sunday morning? I apologize. I still have a little bit of a scratchy thing going on. Um, I live in the northwest corner of Connecticut. My name is Julia Green. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And here in the northwest corner of Connecticut, we are experiencing some very dry weather. It is fall here. We haven't had any significant rain in quite some time. And you guys who follow me know that I'm a gardener and I like to be outside. Well, I have had a um, influx of allergy issues because of the dry, dusty. For those of you guys that follow me, know that I grow dahlias, and it's time to start the great dahlia dig. We're digging up all the tubers, and it's just kind of crazy. So I have been fighting allergies, and I know it's allergies because it's all like this tickle in my throat. So a little bit of nasal congestion, but mostly just this tickle in my throat. So I get talking and I get coughing. So that was why I didn't go live on Friday night. I apologize, but I did post a couple pictures of projects that I was going to do on Friday night. And one of them was this one. And I got quite a few questions and responses about how I did this. And so what I wanted to talk to you about was how many of you guys look at other stamp companies? I'm going to put this on there so you can really see what it looks like. But you can really see that there's that frame behind there. Okay. So how many of you guys, if you're out there this morning, say good morning. How many of you guys follow other stamp companies or look at other stamp companies or even go down the paper crafting aisle in Michael's? I know I'm using all those things that we don't normally talk about. I do. I always go and look. I follow a bunch of people on Pinterest that do things with other companies. I follow other companies on Pinterest. I wouldn't be a good salesperson for Stampin' Up! If I didn't see what other companies are offering and try to show you things that we offer as well. So it's all part of the sales game, right? Is looking at all these things. So I was on another website, and you can sort of see that frame. And they had a die for a stained glass window. And I thought, oh, well, that's kind of cool, like a window frame. Like, that would be kind of cool. So I got thinking, and I was like, oh, that's, that would be kind of cool this time of year to do some, like, some things that look like maybe a stained glass window. So I got thinking, and I was like, oh, geez, and then I was like, yeah, we have the ice skates and the sled, and doesn't that kind of look like maybe almost like a stained glass window frame? So I was like, oh. So that's where the inspiration for this project came from. So, and that is in the Sophisticated Sled. Okay, it's got the ice skates, which this happens to be one of my favorite sets this holiday season, with the sled and the ice skates and the wreath. The wreath is really pretty. The dies, the sentiments, everything in this set is just probably one of my favorite sets. So I dug it out, and I was like, okay. Now they had the scene more like a stained glass window. I just did it like it was a window frame. But then they had deer in there too. And I was like, oh, I need some deer. So I went over to I went through my catalog, because I have everything marked in my catalog that we have. And lo and behold, there's, in the Grove dies, there's the two deer, the larger one and the smaller one. I believe it's like a doe and a baby. So I punched a couple of those out. So you see I've got my deer up here. I've got my frame. Now I ended up punching a couple of these out. I ended up gluing two together just because it made it a little bit more stable when I was trying to put everything together. So I did glue two of these together. Okay. And then I have my two deer. And then I needed some greens. I needed some trees. So I was like, okay. So I went looking again. And I found these dies that are the Forever Forest, that go with the Forever Forest stamp set. Okay. And I found a couple of dies that were just the perfect size. So we've got a couple of pine trees here and a couple of little pine trees here, just like that. Okay. Now I wanted something for the top. So again, I was looking for some greens, but again, these needed to be a little bit different shaped and maybe a little bit different, a little bit bigger. So I grabbed the dies that go with the Winterly treetops, and I used the dies from there. So I have those dies. I have lots of projects going on in here. So I have piles everywhere. I have like little piles of projects, things that I've put together. I've had some requests for different things. So I am working on a bunch of different projects in here right now. So lots of stuff going on everywhere. So I have to go to different areas to borrow from different piles. Okay. And so then I just put that all together. Now the snow on the bottom is from the glitter paper that went with the zinnias. Okay. Now the zinnias are an online exclusive, which you guys know about our online exclusives. The zinnias are probably going to go away. So because there is new online exclusives coming out this week or next week. Halloween is this week, but the first week in November we have new online exclusives that will be coming out. So a lot of the old online exclusives will probably be, not a lot, but some of them will be going away. I suspect the zinnias might be going away. And so there is white glitter paper in there. There is there's a green. I want to say it probably is Granny Apple Green. And then there is a Berry Burst page of the glitter paper. So if those are colors that you like in the glitter paper, I suggest you head on over to the online exclusives and check that out. Now there's also this white glitter paper also comes in a holiday one. And I believe that is in the mini catalog. And that is white and there is real red. And then there is also, I want to say Granny Apple Green in that one too. So, but that's where I got the glitter paper from. And then all I did was I glued everything to the frame. You can see I just glued everything to the frame. I grabbed the linen thread that is part of the bird's suite in the green. And I just, made a knot and glued that right to the top. Oops, and my little bow here, the glue probably wasn't wet enough. I thought it was. And then I just put a little bow here on the top. So I'm just going to do another little dab of our liquid glue. And the bow is this is the Cherry Cobbler ribbon that's in the mini catalog as well. So that gives you a little idea of how I put that together. I had a bunch of people, oh, I don't have my comments on. All of a sudden I had a little thing saying, hey, you have comments, and I don't have them turned on. So sorry guys. So if people that were wondering, the skate set, I will look when I get offline, Sandy, and see if the skate set is available. Hi, Chels. Hi, Chloe. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Teresa. Oh, sorry. I'm going to try not to get coughing. So that's how I put that together. A bunch of people asked. But again, it was inspired by another company. I'm not going to say what company, but they had this die that did this stained glass window frame, and I just thought this was kind of cool. So that was one of my projects from Friday, and a bunch of people asked about it when I posted it. So so this morning's card is kind of inspired by this project. I'm just going to slide everything over there. I love a winter scene. And so we're going to make a little card this morning that has a little bit of a winter scene. So don't forget what I said about the online exclusives. That's going to be changing. But before that, right now, all of the kits are still on special. All of those are online as well. So you really need to visit my online store. The link after the video will be in the comments where it will take you right to the online store and you'll be able to see everything. So we have some really pretty kits right now. The Christmas ornaments is a really pretty one. These, again, I don't like to think of them just as ornaments. Like I said in the comments of my post the other day. I like to think of them as you can decorate packages with them. You can take a simple gift and put something like this on it and really make it special. If you have a teenager that you're looking for a good gift for, this I think would be a really good one. I have a preteen on my list who's going to be getting one of these for Christmas. It's called a look back kit, and it's basically like a little journal. So it would either get them into journaling, or if they're already into journaling, this would be a really great addition. If you also participate in like maybe a Secret Santa or something like this I think would be a really great gift. No stamping required, just putting it together. All they need is a little bit of glue, and I'm pretty sure every household has some kind of glue that they could use, even if they're not a paper crafter. And this is pretty relatively affordable at $12.60. I know usually the Secret Santas are like around $10 or whatever. So this might be a really good one for that, okay? So just keep those things in mind. Visit my online store because, like I said, things there will be changing the first part of November. All right, so I'm starting with a piece of Pool Party as my card base. I've cut that 8.5 by 11 cardstock in half. I'm using a piece of this. Oops, I got too many piles here. Talk about piles. If you guys could only see this room right now, the piles are insane. Chloe can verify because Chloe's been in my stamp room. She knows there's piles. So this paper here is from the full line catalog, and I can't remember what it's called. And it's hidden in the full line catalog. It's actually a carryover from last year. And it is really hidden on a page too, so I don't remember just where it is. But I loved this paper last year, and I was so happy that it came back. I think it's called Winter Meadows. Hang on, let me just... It is. Look at that. Woo! I remembered a name of paper. It's called Winter Meadow. And it's really, really pretty paper. I don't think it necessarily just covers winter time, but it's a very, very pretty paper. So we're going to take a piece of that. We're going to just go right ahead and put that right on there. It has really pretty prints on one side, and then it has this kind of watercolor wash on the other side, which is really pretty in itself as well. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this right on there. This is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, we're going to take this other little strip that I've cut here. I had some little oddball pieces in my package, so I cut this little strip. We're going to put this little strip right here on the inside, because you know me, I like to carry over. I like to decorate the inside. I like to have a little carryover to the inside of my cards. Okay, now we take a piece of that glitter paper, and I want to make it so it has like a rough edge. So I'm going to take it with both hands, okay? I don't want to take too much off, but I do want to rip one edge because I want to make it look like it's a little bit of snow on the ground. So we're just going to take that. I'm pulling it towards me, okay? Just like that. I'm just tearing off the end, okay? And you have good control when you do this. Now, back in the day, we had a ruler that you could do this with, and I still have it. It's in my tool thing right here that I'm looking at. But we don't sell that anymore, so I do it with my fingers. Okay, we're going to put that across the bottom, but I want to pop that up. So I'm going to take my mini dimensionals, and I'm going to put a row of those across the bottom. I'm going to make sure that I have one on either end at the ends, because you don't want the ends to pull up. So we're just going to make sure we have one on either end. I'm going to put quite a few across because I want it to stick good. Okay, whoops, I pulled two that time. All right, let's pull the little backs off here. Okay. So, moral to the story with my inspiration thing is that you can find inspiration just about everywhere, whether it be color combos. You know, we've talked about this before, but whether it be color combos or ideas or whatever, you can find things just about wherever you're looking. All you have to be is open to looking, you know. So there's my little bit of snow across the bottom of my card. Okay, Now, I have cut out a couple of the trees, and I've also cut out the detail part of the trees, but instead of using like another color, I used the glitter paper. And so we're going to have these really pretty trees with a little bit of snow on them, which I think is very pretty. Now, these trees come from the Frosted Forest dies, and this is, again, an online exclusive set. So, whoops, that's not the dies that go with them. What did I do with the dies? Oh, they're inside. They do fit in here. I thought it was a big package of dies. But these are really fun. We've got some fall trees. We've got winter accents. We've got the pine trees. It also comes with a stamp set, and then there is also a die, and there is the dies, and then there's also an embossing folder, and there's also where you can do with the blending brushes, the stencils. So there's that. All right, so let's glue these onto our trees. I'm going to use my liquid glue. And I usually just do a few dots down through the center here where there's spots. The reason I do that too is because I kind of like the edges to lift off a little bit. It gives it a little bit of a 3D effect if I only put the glitter down through the center. Like that. And see how like some of the branches lift off a little bit? I don't know if you can see that, but maybe if I hold it up a little closer to the camera, you can see it gives it a little bit of a 3D effect. But we're going to put that tree over there on that side. And I think we're going to do him flat. So we're just going to go ahead and put some Stamp and Seal on the back. Okay, oops, and I have something stuck there. All right, so we're going to put him right over here. Just like that. Now we're going to do our other little tree. Now, when I was cutting these out, a little hint to cutting these out is using the brush. There's a lot of detail to these, and they do cut out very nicely, but I was finding that it didn't look like they were cut out. A lot of times when I use the glitter paper or whatever, or I look over to the other side and it's like, oh, wow, that doesn't look like it cut all the way through. But when I used the brush on the end of my Take Your Pick tool with the little foam mat, it really had them all come off. So it's definitely a good idea to buy your little accessory thing to your Take Your Pick tool. So if you know somebody that has a Take Your Pick tool but hasn't bought the accessories to go with it, that might be something that would make a really good stocking stuffer. So, okay, now my tree on this side, I think I'm going to pop up. So I'm going to grab my dimensionals. And I have this strip of them right here that was on the edge of a card, or on the edge of the package. So I'm going to use that. And we're going to put that tree right over here. Just like that, okay? Now we're going to put our two deer in there. So we're going to do this deer, and then we'll do this deer, like that, in the center. And again, that looks like one of my hair that might be very nicely falling out. So, all right, so let's put a little glue on the backs of both of these guys. Tombow glue, another little hint with that too, with the liquid glue, is you kind of always want to have it stored upside down. And then your glue is right at the nozzle when you're ready to use it. So I have it in a thing over there that I put that's upside down. I might move him over a little bit. Move him over just a little, like that. And there we go. So there's my little winter scene. Isn't that pretty? I don't know if you can see all the sparkle, but the sparkle is definitely making it. All right, so now I went and I needed a salutation. So I went over to my collection and I found this Peaceful Seasons. I love this stamp set. It also comes with matching dies, which are very cool. And so I've gone ahead and I've cut this out with the die. And then I have mounted A Season of Wonder and Happiness. I'm going to come in with my Lost Lagoon here. We're gonna ink that up. This is a photopolymer, so I might grab my mat here. It doesn't look like it was picking up the ink, but it is. Okay. That's the other good thing, is if you have these grid sheets, or if you're stamping on something, is before you go ahead and stamp on the die that you've already cut, is, you know, see how it's stamping. See if it's picking up the ink. Season of Wonder and Happiness. Very pretty. All right. I always like to stamp on the mats when I'm using the photopolymer. I find that they stamp better. These are all just little tidbits and hints. Okay, so I am going to put that right across there, but I'm going to pop it up. Actually, I might put it over to one side because I don't want to cover up my tree. But again, I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of that guy. And again, I'm using up these dimensionals that I have cut here. I like to use all the pieces around the edges. Don't throw anything away, right? So we were talking about earlier about checking out other companies and stuff. One of the reasons that I have stayed a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and have continued to stay with the company is because I don't have to go anywhere else to buy other products. I can go get my ideas from other places, but I don't necessarily have to go get my products from anywhere else. And this is a perfect example. I have gone and looked and seen what else was out there, and then I have come back to my things, and I have been able to make the same like projects with products from our company. So if you are considering becoming a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, the other thing is I buy all my stuff at a discount. So that is another thing to keep in mind, is that once you become a demonstrator, you are automatically are shopping with a discount. So that's something to keep in mind if you are looking into, maybe you have some things you want to buy this holiday season and you need to make a little extra money, or you want some kind of little fun side gig. I highly recommend you looking into the kit. And right now the kit is a great special. And if you want to know how you can extend that, please just let me know. I would be happy to sit down with you and show you how you can really get a ton of product for that $99. So just let me know if that's something that you're thinking about. So here was my project from Friday night, and I'm so happy with the way that came out. I'm very excited about that. And I'm pretty excited about the card I made this morning as well. So so these were inspired, like I said, looking at other companies and seeing what other companies are doing, and bringing it back and coming back and looking and seeing what Stampin' Up! Has to offer. And here we have. So I love the glitter paper right now, Sandy. I just think it's so pretty. And it just really made this card pretty great. So anyway, hopefully you like my card. Thank you so much for stopping by this morning. Hi, Vicki. How are you? Let's see. Did anybody else pop on? Sandy, you're on. Thank you. You're always helping me out when I can't remember what things are called. You would think after 20-some years of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I could at least remember. But it's because things change all the time. And don't forget what I said about the online exclusives. Those will be changing because new things are coming. And you're going to like some of the new things. There's some really cute and fun things coming around the corner. So don't forget to check out the online right now too for scrapbooking. So if you're a scrapbooking person, and even if you're a card making person, those scrapbooking kits have some really fun stuff in them. So I'm going to be working on some scrapbook pages hopefully this week. I have that on my list. I have some piles for that. Lots of piles, lots of projects. So hopefully my allergies will stay under control and I'll be able to go live this week. I am looking forward to that. I will not see you guys until after Halloween probably. So please all have a safe and happy Halloween. Get out there, do some trick-or-treating. Even big people can trick or treat. My daughter said something about they're trying to make a thing that, anybody over 12 or something can't be out trick-or-treating, and I just thought that was insane and crazy. But anyway, I don't know where she heard that from, but I just thought it was crazy. So the tree ornament. Sandy, were you not here in the beginning? I went through the whole thing. You'll have to watch the replay. It is the sled, and my inspiration was it to look like a window frame. I saw from another company stained glass windows, and I went, oh, great. This is we could use the frame from the sled. I glued two together to get it just a little bit stronger, and then I did all my layers on there. So yeah, so watch the beginning of the video. I kind of went through it a little bit step by step. So, all right, guys, you all have an awesome week. I'm going to go out. So I'm headed out, get dressed. I'm still in my pajamas, but I'm going to get dressed and go out and dig dahlias. The Great Dahlia Dig has started here at the Green Farm. So I have lots of dahlias. So far, I think we have, I want to say there's 8 or 10 crates in the basement, and I'm not even halfway through. So we got a lot to dig. So you guys all have a great rest of your day. Have a great week. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please check out my online store. My calendar is there. I'm also going to be working on my November calendar this week. I have some new things coming up there. So I have been invited a couple of places to offer some card classes. So that's kind of fun and exciting. Those will be on my calendar. So if you live local, you might want to check those out. And as always, thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll all be stamping together real soon.